Alright. Yeah, we'll start with X-Buster only. Alright. Chill Penguin and Frost Walrus. Alright. I'm not seeing a live stream. Oh, there it is. Alright. It's so dumb that if you start with X-Buster only, they make it so that way you don't have the armor parts. You just kind of have to make do with a less powerful version of yourself. Do you still have the leg parts for some reason, not like the arm parts? Which, you know, kind of sucks, but we make do. Alright. As usual, if sounds are a bit screwy and all that, the balance is off, just let me know and I can fix it right up. Ah. Alright. Oops. Forgot I had the leg parts. Nice. Okay. Oh, you can't interact with the other boss's projectiles? Come on, that would make this so much easier. What? Does he have invincibility frames on startup now? I don't remember that being a thing. I remembered you could interrupt that. Am I thinking of Mega Man Xtreme? That might be the case. Oops. Alright. Oh. You love to see it. You love to see it. Alright. Ah. Oh no. Will this be the end of my run? Dang. I'm pretty sure they respawn with full health. I don't know if anybody's done an X-Buster only run of X Challenge. Either way, that was fun. Now let's get into... Well, we still got a minute or two to wait. But in that time, we'll have the opening spiel. The little sort of introductory cutscene. Also, that is a lot of space. I don't know what sort of storage device. I'm assuming that this is the, like, computer database of Dr. Light and not just Mega Man X. Although it is going over his specifications, so it might be X himself. Either way, something has a lot of memory that was like several thousands of terabytes. Like, I'm pretty sure at that point you could just start using... I forget what's above terabytes. I don't think it's zettabyte. I think zettabytes are like so much further along, but I could be wrong. Anyway, hey, how's it going, everybody? This is MaxCVA, also known as Fiocca the Leader, and today we will be starting MegaMarathon X. Why didn't I start with the classic series? Because if I'm being honest, I like Mega Man X better. It's probably my favorite of all of the Mega Man games, I guess. And this sort of marathon is just playing the games as I normally do, just getting 100%, as painful as that might be sometimes. I will try to save my thoughts on the games as we're playing through them. There might be some times where I'm just like, oh, I'm looking forward to this game, or I'm dreading having to play Mega Man X7. I mean, this one. But yeah, I'm just going through the 8 mainline Mega Man X games. I won't be playing the PSP remake of Mega Man X1, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. I won't be playing the GameBoy games, Mega Man Xtreme 1 and 2, and I won't be playing Mega Man X Command Mission, mainly because, well, 1 through 8 are on the Legacy collections, and, well, I can get the other ones to work on PC via emulation, because I don't want to set up a capture card for, like, my Game Boy Advance. I got rid of my GameCube, so I couldn't use the, not Super Game Boy, what's it called? Game Boy Player, to get the GBA games, as well as I don't own the GameCube version of Command Mission. I used to. Or no, I played it through somebody who did, but I have never owned the game myself. I owned, what do you call it? Mega Man Network Transmission. That's what it was. Which was a weird hybrid sort of, what do you call it? Battle Network, sort of classic hybrid, and as a fan of classic Mega Man, but not really a fan of the, I keep wanting to call them Network Transmission, because that was the one that I played the most, Battle Network games. Yeah, it just wasn't really my thing. I might try it again, when the, Battle Network Legacy collections come out. That's not a guarantee, though, because obviously, I don't have a lot of money right now. But, you know, I might give them another shot in the future. But, with all that said, this is Mega Man X. This came out on the Super Nintendo in, like, 1990, 91? This turned a lot of heads when it came out, because it was a big shake-up to the original Mega Man formula. Everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody. A lot of people herald this game as, you know, a classic, and very fair. It paved the way for what ended up being my favorite of the entire series. Alright. So here we have Vile. Fun fact, in Japan, this dude is known as Vava. And the reason why I find that notable is Mega Man Xtreme 1 on the Game Boy Color. You worthless piece of scrap metal! Did you think you could defeat me? Is because Mega Man Xtreme on the Game Boy, when they translated the dialogue, still called him Vava. They didn't use his, you know, sort of Western name of Vile. I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He's designed to be a war machine. Remember, you have not reached full power yet. If you use all the abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. You may even become as powerful as I am. I'll scout ahead and collect as much information on Sigma's fortress as I can. I'll meet up with you when you get there. See you later. X, I know you can do it. So yeah, that is Zero. Who ended up getting very popular and in fact got his own sort of spin-off series, Mega Man Zero. But I digress. So we have our standard sort of affair. You can change, you can see where they are on a map, which is very nice. You can see a preview of the stage. You can see, sort of an actual specification, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of little details that they didn't really need to add into this game, but I'm so glad they did, because it just adds a bit of personality. Anyway, so we'll be starting off with our first Maverick fight. Chill Penguin! Alright. I will say I very much enjoy Mega Man X. It does have a few growing pains. Obviously, it was the first game in this sort of... Would you call this a spin-off or a sequel series? Like, technically there's a timeline as confusing and as messy as it is. So I guess you would call this a continuation? Either way. I find that this game's flow is really nice. It gets even better when you get an upgrade that just becomes a part of your kit starting from Mega Man X2 onward. And one of the things that sort of, made this game stand apart from the Mega Man titles that came before it. First off, you can wall jump, which is, something that you couldn't really do in the classic Mega Man series. And it helps if I pay attention. Oh yeah, also in Maverick Hunter X, the order of some of the collectibles were changed. So over here was one of the Dr. Light capsules, I believe. But hey, how's it going? So, you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion, I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. My day's been going quite alright. It's been quite a lazy one. I've just been preparing for what is going to be one of many different streams, playing through one of my favorite Mega Man series. Right, so that was the leg parts for the light armor. Each armor in the series has a different name. A lot of them are just first, second, third, fourth armor. It's not very interesting. But this one is also known as the light armor. I do not have encyclopedic knowledge of, what are all the armors in Mega Man X5. This, that, and the other thing. But just those little tidbits that I do know, I will be sure to bring up whenever it seems pertinent. But yeah. I think this is the only Mega Man game that you've played. Well, that's fair. It's a very good one to have played. It's not my favorite in the Mega Man X series, but I cannot deny that this game is very polished, very well made. Made a great first impression. It helps if I would stop looking away from the screen while I'm trying to fight enemies. And, you know, of course, these games are known for their difficulty. I don't think it's necessarily controller shattering, but it is still something that will trip up a lot of first-time players. And it is something that even though I have 100%ed all of these games, I still get caught up with every so often. Yeah. So this is in no means like a perfect run or a deathless run. You know, it's more of just a casual playthrough, playing some of my favorite games. Get out of here. And of course, I know I say that this isn't a challenge run, but typically I tend to play these games primarily using the Buster. This won't be an X-Buster only run. How do you even see through the snowstorm? Well, okay. On YouTube it's going to look a little bit worse because of, you know, sort of YouTube compression and all that, as well as the fact that this is being streamed instead of recorded, and I only have a certain amount of bitrate because I'm not a very large YouTube channel. But, yeah, it's a lot clearer on my screen. Don't worry. So I think with that, normally I go to Storm Eagle's stage next. I know I don't go on, like, the Storm Eagle! I know I don't go in the, quote-unquote, best boss order, or even the least backtracking order. I just kind of go in whatever order I find pleases me. You know, what I find to be less... less, less annoying. And I know that... I know that, you know, something like a least backtracking run might... Random question, got 2 packages... I don't know. I have not left my room for a lot of today. Like I said, I've just been, you know, prepping for this stream and making sure that I have everything in order. Alright. I will be playing these games to 100% though, so... The fact that I'm not doing a least backtracking order and just trying to remember how I play these games casually might get a bit messy when we get to the later games. But yeah. Either way, pretty sure my roommate is heading out for something in a bit, so if there are packages there, I'm sure they'll get them. Yep. A package as well though, because it was monies. Sorry about... Oh no, you're all good. Alright. So yeah. When I know that there aren't enemies right in the path, I'll try to not charge. Amazon told me when to do... That's fair. Yeah, I'm glad that Amazon gives, like, oh, hey, with the way the schedule is, it should be there by here. But also at the same time, I feel like I get into a bad habit of checking it every, like, 20 minutes. But yeah, with that being said, I also tend to play a lot of my games on either very low volume or I've been stalking it because yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Right. Mega Man, yes. So, the way that I typically play games in my spare time is I will have the volume down very low. Because I will always be listening to something else. Or with a game that I've played. This capsule contains an enhancement for your helmet, which will allow you to break some ceilings with a headbutt. It's only used like twice in the game. I also like low volume and less rhythm games blasting my ears. Fair enough. But the reason why I bring that up is because a lot of the time, when I'm playing Mega Man X games, I tend to just mindlessly hold down the charge button, which as you can hear, or the attack button, which as you can hear makes a noise. A lot of people say that it gets kind of grating hearing it constantly, which, you know, is understandable. So I try to avoid it for the sake of other people. Personally, it doesn't bother me that much, but for those who just want to listen to the music in the background, it is very nice music. I will try to keep the charging noises to when there are actually enemies in front of me. Now, I could be cool and go around this way and, you know, tempt fate by dying, but I'm just gonna do it the normal way. You know, the boring way of climbing down the ladder and then getting into it by that. Mega Man always has such good music. Yeah, I agree. I even think that, you know, Mega Man X3 has a really good soundtrack. Even on Super Nintendo, where they only had a limited number of samples they could use, so they tended to use, I think, the same or similar guitar samples for a lot of the songs, which I know a lot of people say, oh, you know, it feels a lot more homogeneous and every track kind of blends together, but I kind of like it. I will say the, you know, Red Book arranged audio on the Sega Saturn, PlayStation, and Windows versions are much better. But, you know, my day isn't ruined if I have to listen to the Super Nintendo version, which we will end up doing because the Mega Man X Legacy Collection has the Super Nintendo version of Mega Man X3. I don't know why they wouldn't just include both versions and let you switch between them. I don't know if there's like a rights thing with the pre-rendered video, but considering that Mega Man X4, X5, and X6 all have their, you know, intro videos, I kind of doubt it. But, you know, it's whatever. It is what it is. Alright. I could try to turn around and shoot him, make this go a bit quicker, but I'm not risking accidentally turning right into him and having him kill me. This fight is so scary on low HP. Well, you know, if I paid a bit more attention and didn't stand right in his way when he dive bombed on me, we wouldn't have been in that situation. But you know what? We made it through. Alright, you get Storm Tornado and Shotgun Ice. I didn't say it before. Alright. So, I'm hoping to get through all of Mega Man X today. Hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. There might be some things in some of the games where, you know, I take a while collecting a certain collectible. This might be one of those times where I intentionally get myself killed to get a collectible early. One that, if I get it, it should be doable. Yeah. One that, if I get it, should speed this thing up, like, very much so, because I won't have to backtrack in this stage. But if I fail and clip that top brick and don't get up, I'm either going to have to die or just not get it. And as you can see, this is not the easiest. What I am trying to do in this instance is I'm trying to hit the very bottom pixel of that platform and wall jump my way up there so I can use my head parts and foot parts to break through the blocks and get the collectible that's inside. Something that is very nice if you can get it. That's like a 5-block jump in Minecraft. Yeah. But I swear it is possible. It is, I want to say, a pixel perfect jump. But I could be wrong about that. Alright, here, let me try lining it up instead of just constantly going for it. Well. Ah! Yes! Okay, here we go. This capsule contains a part which will increase the capabilities of your X-Buster. You can use it to fire all types of weapons. Yeah, we did it! So with that incredibly unhelpful tip from Dr. Light, who in this game and a few others is supposed to be a hologram, but in other games is supposed to be like an AI, so that's kind of confusing, but whatever, we did it! This allows you to charge up regular buster shots as well as charge special weapons. And I have a feeling the way that you were intended to get that part, well, honestly, I'm not quite sure, because the only way I can think of doing it is using this, you know, powered up shotgun ice to ride through. But you can't charge up the shotgun ice if you don't have the arm parts. So honestly, I've done that sort of like, that method of getting it so often, I don't even remember how you're supposed to get it, you know, quote unquote, the dev intended way. Speaking of doing things the dev intended way, let's not do that. Okay, fine. I'm only giving myself 2 tries with this one. Alright. One more shot, and if I don't get it, oh well. I'll just go back up, because I was very close to getting it done the way it was supposed to be done. So yeah. There are, well, not in all games, but for a lot of games in the Mega Man X series, there is sort of a bonus if you get all of the heart tank, sub tanks, you know, Dr. Light capsules and things of that nature. There we go. Oh, sweet. 1-up. Yeah. Alright. And there we have another sub-tank. I don't think I showed this before. So, unlike the original Mega Man series, we have sub-tanks, which is like the energy tank system where you can refill your health on the fly. However, you don't just purchase it or find it and then you can instantly give yourself a full heal. You have to be at full health and then pick up a health item. So if I wanted to, I could just sit here and grind up health from these dudes until I get up to full, and then I can continue getting health to fill up my sub-tanks. However, I will not be doing that. I think the only time I really use my sub-tanks is during the final boss. Oh, that was close. But if I end up having a lot of problems, I'll show you how I, nice. How I grind up that HP, especially in that final area. Nice. I thought I pressed the dash button, but I didn't. Alright. In the meantime, I won't be fighting every boss, Buster only. Mainly because some of them, it's hilarious when you use their weakness weapon, and I want to show that off. But yes, this is Flame Mammoth. He jumps around, he spits out oil from his trunk, he has a flame attack from his Buster, and I'm about to die. Alright. And at certain points in the fight, when he raises his arms up, he changes which direction the conveyor belt goes. But you might be wondering, what is his weakness? What will we be using on him since I just stated that this won't be a Buster only run? Well, we'll be using Storm Tornado. I was going to call it Tornado Hold, but that's the weapon from Mega Man 8. As you can see, the normal Storm Tornado goes across the ground wherever you're facing. And the charged up variant covers above and below you. And so they were just like, what can we do with that? Well, we'll have a stationary target that occasionally jumps. Which, you know, I think is a very clever way of telegraphing, you know, sort of what works against what Maverick. You get Fire Wave! And I know I skipped this before. Wow, he's so fast. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get that arm upgrade, because you can just tear through these guys' health. Right, now after Flame Mammoth, where do I go? I want to say it's Boomer Kuwanger next. Yeah, we'll go with Boomer Kuwanger. Boomer Kuwanger! This stage there is a very annoying, I believe it is a sub-tank to get. But I will be trying to do it in this playthrough because I believe the dev intended method is you get Boomer Kawanger's weapon and then you come back and grab it. But that's dumb and boring. And I don't want to do that. Yeah. How's everybody in chat doing today? I hope you're all doing well. You know, it's been a Wednesday. It's been quite lazy for me because I've just been preparing for stream. Didn't even have to go to work today. And I am just getting decimated. Dumb and boring stuff or dumb and boring? Well, that's fair. But talking more about Mega Man X, I did mention there was a PSP remake known as Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. No work, fun, relaxing day. Yeah. There was a PSP remake known as Maverick Hunter X. For some reason, the PSP had a lot of remakes of classic platforming games, which I am all for. I am up for remakes if, you know, there are things that you want to change and improve upon, make it gel better with the rest of the established series lore or whatever. But also I enjoy when these original games get, you know, collections or even just straight up ports, because, you know, I would rather have more options to play these fun games than just, hey, you got a Super Nintendo lying around, you can play it on that. Alright. It was a heart tank. Okay. So, like I said, the way that they were probably intending you to play it is you beat Boomer Kawanger and then come back and use that weapon to grab it. But people have devised, when this platform doesn't get in the way, that you can ride on this, do a dash jump, and then what do you call it? Wall jump up to it. Nice. There we go. I for sure am going to be dying to Boomer Kawanger if I don't die in this area here. I never claimed to be a pro at this game. I did try learning how to speedrun it, but that never really took off because I enjoy games like the Sonic the Hedgehog games a bit more when it comes to doing that. I would rather just sit back and blast through these games more casually. As you can tell by the fact that I just got hit by the same enemy twice in a row. I wouldn't say we're cheating to get it, I'm just saying I'm using the tools that the developers gave me. If they didn't want me to get it, then they shouldn't have put it there. One thing I will say about these turrets that I just jumped into, they are kind of annoying in the fact that you can't farm health off of them. They don't drop anything. But ultimately, this area is a nice change of pace from the normal horizontal? I don't remember my planes correctly. With a more vertical side-scrolling with a bit of horizontal platforming to sort of break it up. which we will be seeing a lot more of in the final Sigma Tower section, which I very much enjoy this game, but I think the Sigma Tower and other towers like it in the other Mega Man X games are the reasons why I don't like speedrunning these. Oh, I didn't even notice that dude respawned. It's not necessarily that they're poorly designed. Also, a fun thing about the fully leveled up charge shot is it adds a little flash behind you, as you see, that actually damages enemies, which I think is very nice, and has certainly helped me when I'm getting flanked on all sides. Dang it. Alright. Anyway, I don't know why I was even using those platforms as if I couldn't just jump. Alright. But this is Boomer Kawanger. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like fighting this dude Buster only. He's so fast and teleports around. As the fight goes on, he will start teleporting more as you sort of drain him of health, just to really try and confuse you and, you know, get you to run into him or whatever. But ultimately, not the worst. He can throw you. If he gets you with that dash move, which I find to be hilarious. And it is not the first time in this marathon that we'll see a boss just kind of pick you up and throw you. And that is why I don't like the fact that he teleports, because he'll stop right when I'm just like, okay, where are you going? And then I'll try to shoot him, and he'll start teleporting again. He's fast, but not fast enough for you. Well, that's good, because it seems like he's a bit too fast for me. Oh, and I don't have his, weakness weapon yet. Oops. They can throw. Yes, they can. There are a few Mavericks in this series who can throw you around like it's nobody's business. Oh, you're joking. Come on. Let me hit you. There we go. And of course, he just throws it again. Alright. Well, that didn't quite go how I wanted that to. You're joking, really? I will say, out of all of the... Oh, there we go. See, tried to throw me, but didn't quite get me. I will say, in all the Mavericks of Mega Man X1, I gotta say, this is probably my least favorite to fight. Just because it goes on for so long if he just decides to teleport everywhere, because he's just invincible when that happens. Oh, I should probably be talking about, the different weaknesses. So the first... Oh, of course. You get Boomerang Cutter! Of course, the first Maverick that we fought, Chill Penguin, is weak to flamethrower move. Weakness to speed is more speed. It is actually a homing missile that you get from this dude. But we are not going to be fighting Sting Chameleon just yet. We will instead be going to Launch Octopus. Because this one, Launch Octopus! This fight is very annoying, but it's manageable. And it's even more manageable when you use his weakness, which I find kind of sad when you think about it. Oh, nice. Jump. Alright. I don't like this. I don't like this stage. It's mean. I don't know how I got hit by that both times. Alright. But here we have a little mini-boss. I believe we fight this thing twice more? But this is just sort of the tutorial fight. You can destroy it with Storm Tornado. You hate the ocean. Yeah, that's very fair. That was sort of the tutorial fight. You can destroy that and the next few times you see it with Storm Tornado. As I will demonstrate another time, because I just died. I should be dash jumping a lot more than I am. But in a move that I simultaneously enjoy and cannot stand, they put the checkpoint right before this fight. Which is fine when you're trying to, you know, do a few attempts at the fight. When I don't like it is when I die after this fight, and then they put me back to before the fight, and I have to fight it again. And that was the shot that killed. Oh no! Alright. Let's go back. We don't need this. We already know who it is. It's Launch Octopus! It's not perfect timing. Perfect timing would be not dying to the boss. Alright. That being said, it's probably either this stage or... Because I'm trying to think of the stages that I don't like going through just casually. Outside of the Sigma Fortresses. I very much don't like the Sigma Fortresses. I know it's a Mega Man staple to have a Final Fortress type area. The Dr. Wily stages from the classic series, I feel, also have that problem, although it's not nearly as annoying there because, you know, the games are a bit easier even if you don't have nearly as much control over the character as you do in these games. Alright. Oops. Need to not have stick flick. That'll help. Alright. And one more should do it. So I'm just going to wait out the cycle. Oh no, I was off on my count. Hello. Oh yeah, and it can also blow out, which is very cool, very nice, very fun. I'm so glad that it decides to do that occasionally. Anyway, now that we've gotten past that, and I will not die, let me just jinx myself right out the gate. Now that we've gotten past that obstacle, we can get... Well, there's no Dr. Light capsule. There's only Dr. Light capsules in 4 of the 8 stages. They don't start adding capsules for every single stage until, I want to say, Mega Man X3, and then that doesn't actually get used properly until X4. Also, be very careful. If you jump down here while this thing is falling down, you can get crushed by this. It will, you know, count as a crushing death and kill you, which I think is dumb. Yep, come on. But hey, what are you gonna do? I didn't even know you could jump below. Yeah, you can slip between where the ship is falling down. Between where the ship is falling down and the wall. It is dumb. That's what I think. Yeah, that's fair. I tried to air dash, which you can't do at all in Mega Man X1. Alright, there we go. I will say I very much love the water physics in this game, because it's just like lowered gravity instead of reduced movement speed like it is in a lot of other games. Which, you know, I will give them a lot of credit for. Anyway, so we have this little snake dragon dude. You can attack either the head or the tail. I find if you stand in between the second and third pillar, or, you know, sort of body piece of the snake dragon thing that I fought in that little underground cavern area, you can just stand on its back and shoot it. This one, you want to get a lot closer, but then you gotta be careful, because the head will damage you when it turns around. Oops. The tail can also damage you. Fun fact. Also, unlike the Mega Man X collection on the GameCube and PlayStation 2, this is just an emulated version of the Super Nintendo original. So there's a lot of slowdown. Right, so this is Launch Octopus. A fight that can be very annoying if you get overwhelmed easily by a lot of projectiles. However, if you ever find that you are being too overwhelmed by projectiles, you can just stand and take damage, like I'm doing. No. There we go. Or, you can use Boomerang Cutter, which is, Launch Octopus's weakness, and die a horrible, painful death. And stop him from firing out those, you know, sort of seeker missiles. And I believe there are a few other moves that he doesn't have access to. I believe this is another move that he can't do afterwards, because that move, he grabs you and sort of drains your energy like a vampire. That's very fair. Alright. If I could actually pay attention and not die to Launch Octopus again, that would be lovely. One health bar away. Okay, now that this is the for realsies run. I am kind of sad that they don't let you do the thing that you can do in other Mega Man X games, which is give you an alternate fire button that lets you fire your normal X Buster. Nope, not that one. Because it would be very useful for getting rid of these projectiles. So close, but we got him this time. Please jump. Please jump. Thank you. I keep letting that loose too early. Alright. You know what? Yeah, this is gonna go swimmingly. Let's just try to do this Buster only. I'm not gonna try to be fancy and all that. And I immediately jump into projectiles. This was a terrible mistake. Oh no. And unlike the classic Mega Man games, there are no weapon tanks until X4, I want to say. Alright, well, with that, we're just gonna not fight Launch Octopus right now. And instead move on to Spark Mandrill! One thing that I have yet to comment on are the elements of the stages. Now this stage, as you can tell, has some debris around it. If I had went here before fighting Spark Mandrill, no, not Spark Mandrill, that's the dude I'm fighting. Before fighting Storm Eagle, then that would have not been the case, and there would have been power to this facility, as well as sparks kind of going around the floor at this point, and it would have been very annoying. Get the thing. There we go. So yeah, that's the quick boomerang. It allows you to grab projectiles, and probably what they wanted you to do for a lot of these collectibles that I'm just kind of not doing that for. But once again, one of the stages that they wanted you to go back and use it on is the stage where you got it. Boomer Kuwanger himself, which I wouldn't say is the best game design. Just, you know, personally speaking. But I get it, you know, it's the first game. There are a few things you just gotta give them a bit of leniency for. And because we took out the sort of central power, this mini-boss is also a whole lot weaker because, as you saw, dude was trying to fire something out of that thing on the bottom, and I'm just getting sloppy because I was expecting him to do that. Yeah, so he plugs into the main power thing up there, and normally he would get electrified and shoot lightning bolts, or just, you know, bits of electricity at you. because we sort of took down that main generator by having the Flying Fortress of Storm Owl fall into this place, that never happens. So that attack is just permanently locked away. And I find that's a very cool thing. For those who know that, you know, certain stages get changed by the order that you fight in. You know, some areas like here, it's harder because you can't see what's happening a lot of the time, because the area gets super dark. And so you can choose whether you want a... Alright. Chat, I'm gonna leave this up to you. Do I do the dev intended strat and be boring and just fire a quick boomerang up there? Or do I do the much less consistent ride a shotgun ice platform and try to dash jump and hit the corner of the platform and hop up? Which one do I use? Shotgun ice or boomerang cutter? Ice jump, alright. That went swimmingly. Let's try it a few more times. I think I have to go a bit further back. It's been a while since I've actually done this one. That's not how you do it. I wonder... Can you actually just jump off the platform? Because here's the thing, can you jump off the platform in midair? Because while the actual ice platform is being created, you can't jump on it. You can only jump on it once it's fully formed. Either way, I'll just do this until I run out of shotgun ice ammo. No, I'm not going to do that, actually. We're going to switch to the boring strats, because I just remembered whose stage I'm playing. Come on. Fire upwards. Yep. There we go. Alright, I'm sorry, at some point in the future, before the heat death of the universe, I will go back and do ice jump. But I also remember whose stage I'm playing, and I know that I'm going to want shotgun ice ammo later. There we go. Because, I think we were more consistent with the ice. Well, you know what? I grabbed it, which is more than what I can say for when we were doing ice jumps. So, you know, once again, we'll have to do that again later. Anyway, let me show you why they call, bosses who get super easy with their weakness Spark Mandrill Syndrome. Yep. Are we having fun yet? Oh. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I tend to not use boss weaknesses in the Mega Man X games, but if I am having problems, I am not above Sparkman drilling somebody. And of course, it's not every boss that's like that. But anyway, we get Electric Spark. It's not every boss that's like that, which makes it even more confusing. There are a few other Mavericks who are like that, which, trust me, I very much will Spark Mandrill them. Don't you worry about that. But anyway. You wanna know why I was having such problems with Launch Octopus? Because while you cut off his tentacles with Quick Boomerang, not Quick Boomerang, Boomerang Cutter, that's not his weakness. It's Rolling Shield from Armored Armadillo. So we'll fight Armored Armadillo. Armored Armadillo! I was just sitting there going, this shouldn't be this hard. It's because I was playing it completely wrong. Ah. It was a bit too slow on the draw for that one. Slow on the draw. This game has horrendous slowdown. Slowdown. Alright. Right, so this is one of our first many driller, excavator enemy dudes. So for this one, we'll just chill out behind him. You know, not too much we're missing out on. Get out of here. But eventually, you know, it will die, as all things tend to do. Via spikes. So, not too bad that we couldn't kill it now. However, it will show up later in this stage, and there will be a point where we will need to either kill it or use another shotgun ice platform to get another collectible. I know we missed some large health pickups, but I'm not too torn up about it. Nice. This stage, and another one we'll get to later, are very good for grinding up energy for your sub-tanks. Particularly here, you can just walk back and forth and the bats will constantly respawn. But, you know, I feel like we're doing pretty good on our sub-tanks. So, now we're getting to that second one where we have to kill it. We have to kill it before it gets to our sacred... I think it's a heart tank. And as you can see, we just barely killed it. If it had gone any further, it would have made it more flush with the area back here, and we would have not been able to jump up to it. But this actually isn't the first time that we are going, or this isn't going to be the last time we're going through this stage specifically. There is backtracking to this and one other stage. At least I'm hoping that it's only one other stage. Because there are things that we cannot get yet. Yes. But we'll get to that when we get there. In the meantime, here is Armored Armadillo. Dude rolls around. And obviously has that armored shell. And as you saw, we couldn't attack him at all when he was jumping around. However, now that he doesn't have armor, that is no longer the case, even with just a normal X-Buster. Oops. I am once again playing recklessly. Alright. Odd Armadillo. Close. Armored Armadillo. Oh, we're not playing this game. Alright, come on. What? What did I hit him with? There we go. Alright. Whew. If this is how the rest of the series is going to go, I need to go. Oh, nice. You having dinner? What are you having? Alright, you get Rolling Shield. And this is everybody's reminder in chat to hydrate. Armadillo. Armadillo soup. Right. Drink speed. Alright. Anyway, here's Octopardo. Octopardo. Also known as Launch Octopus. I have already given the dude 2 introductions. I don't think he needs a third, especially because he kept killing me. Alright. Ultimately, because I was thinking about this before, I'm trying to think of the stages that I like going through the least. Probably because this one has 2 mandatory mini-bosses that I believe have way too much health. It's probably going to be this one. Because, like, yeah, the platforming challenges can be kind of annoying in some of the other stages. But just, like, these mini-bosses take way too long to die. And I think that's, like, the main thing that drags it down in my eyes. Yes. No! I should have just pulled forward and used that platform, or that wall, instead of trying to go for the one that was further from me. Alright, maybe I should keep the searchlight on, just so that way it has an extra attack it can cycle through, so it can stop doing that. Wow, okay. Even when I keep the searchlight on. Well, fine. And this is the reason why I think that I like Launch Octopus's stage the least in this game. I can't think of many other stages in the series, not even just this game, that sort of suffer from that. Also, because I have everything in this stage, I don't have to deal with going back down there for, like, the heart tank and whatnot. So yeah, that is... This map just too it's not even difficult, it's just kind of annoying that you have to stop for 3 different mini-bosses. 4 if... Well, technically 5 if you do the 2 optional ones. But I can't run from this. I have to do this. This is a mandatory encounter. And it just kind of gets tedious on replay. Even though this one is, like, super easy. Doesn't make up for the fact that I still have to fight it. I don't even remember how they handle the mini-bosses in Maverick Hunter X. Like, I know they're still there, but I don't I think they might have rearranged the stage a bit so you don't have to fight this searchlight sucker dude multiple times, though it has been a bit since I've played it. Although, I have been thinking about a series that I want to do on the YouTube channel, and I've been doing sort of, I guess sort of scouting, in the sense of finding what games would necessarily fall under it. I was going to call it Port Report, because I liked the name. However, I then decided that sounded a bit too much like a news show that talks about, like, upcoming ports of games, which is very much not what it is. It's sort of like a show comparing multiple different versions of a game that comes out. So, think Exo Paradigm Gamers remake or rebreak, but also, you know, a bit of it. There we go. But also think cross-platform, which does, as he says, contrasting contemporary releases. Rather than just, hey, this game came out and a remaster came out, or a remake came out, which one is better? So my thing, you know, doesn't have a snappy title, it's just going to be, you know, I guess the Versus series is what I have it in my notes as. You get Homing Torpedo! Which is actually the weakness of Boomer Coanger. So you don't even have to worry about all the teleporting shenanigans. It just tracks where Boomer Coanger is going to be and hits him when he's vulnerable. Anyway, so we have our last Maverick. Before we go back and... Sting Chameleon! Before we go back and do our backtracking for collectibles. Which should only be going back to Chill Penguin, now that I think about it. I don't think, unless you put off getting the dash boots or just don't defeat Chill Penguin. Yummy tongue. Yeah? I hope you enjoy it then. Aside from putting off getting the dash boots, which, no thank you. Once again, I don't typically look up, like, no backtracking orders. I just play the games a lot and sort of see what I can figure out for myself. Is it the most optimized? No, I'm sure. You know, once again, there's games that can be done without any backtracking done whatsoever. But, you know, once again, these are more just casual playthroughs. Just sit down and chat and see me fail the same boss 5 different times. But really, I'm just here to share my love for these games. As well as, show people some tips and tricks that might help them if they decide to pick these games up. You know, share some anecdotes. I know I have a few, especially regarding the, later Mega Man X games. Also, I haven't really brought it up until just now, but this dude looks very much like a robot called Otto from the classic Mega Man series, and I don't know if that was intentional or not. But with that being said, should be going down relatively soon if I land the shots I'm trying to hit. There we go. But for all that, we get a Dr. Light capsule. This capsule contains a new type of body armor. It will reduce damage to your systems by 50%. Normally when I'm playing this game for myself and not for anybody else, I will just pop into this stage and grab the body parts, because it makes the rest of the game a lot easier, and sort of enables my more reckless play of just sitting there tanking damage. I tried to dash jump over him. Speaking of more reckless playstyle of just sort of tanking damage, the body armor helps with that a lot. I don't know why I'm killing each of these enemies. I really don't need to. But with that, we have the first armor, also known as the light armor, done. That is not the last of the collectibles. We have, I want to say, a heart tank in this stage, and obviously chill penguins, like I talked about before. Whoa. Get away from me! I don't want to die. Alright, there we go. So, now we are up against the boss. And this one I also find annoying, so I'm just going to use the weakness, which is Boomerang Cutter. But right, I believe I was talking about the series that I want to do that covers you know, various, oops. There we go. I did it sort of inconsistently, but yes, if you just walk slightly to the left and right after you fire each shot, you can just loop him. And unlike Launch Octopus, I don't feel bad about doing that. Alright, you get Chameleon Sting! And I skipped the little thing again. Oops. But yeah, the Versus series, right. Finally, we've found Sigma's fortress. Let's go in and put an end to this. Put an end to his war against the humans. And then we teleport out. And then you have to select the Sigma stage. It doesn't automatically put you in. Which is very nice, because like I said, we have some backtracking to do. Alright. So, before we could not get the heart tank because we did not have flamethrower. Fire wave. That's what it is. Alright. But now that we do, we just make our way through. And then, something that I'm very glad that they added is any stage that you can complete, you can exit prematurely by just hitting escape unit. Which is very nice. It doesn't need to be collected. I don't remember if it's in every single one of the Mega Man X games. It should. Just saying that right now. It very much should. Just be a standard thing. And I think for games with a lot of collectibles, it is something that they should probably implement. Obviously in a, you know, more search action game, more Metroidvania, as more people probably recognize it. That wouldn't really work unless you had segmented areas, although in that case, you know, just having a warp option would also be good. Anyway, let me get rid of this dude. You spawn from there? Huh. The more you know. Anyway. Now that we've gotten all of those, we can escape out. And we have one more thing to collect, I believe. And that is an Armored Armadillos stage. And this is that aforementioned sort of... Would you call it a 100% thing? I'm not sure. But if you have all heart tanks, sub-tanks, and light armor pieces, and then come back here, I want to say with full sub-tanks, which I'm almost there. You then get access to a very, well, if you've seen people play Mega Man X, it's probably not a super big secret, but a pretty neat little completion bonus, we'll call it. And that's all the sub-tanks filled up. Although I think unless we get an extra life to spawn, we might have to do some more grinding. Because I believe you have to sacrifice yourself 3 times. And given the fact that you have 3 lives, I believe you need 4 lives in order to get this. I could be wrong and you just need 3 lives and sacrifice yourself twice. Once again, don't have encyclopedic knowledge. I just know that you have to be at full health when you get there, and you need full everything. Oh, that was close. But better safe than sorry, especially if they give it to me. Oop, got some stuttering going on. That's strange. I mean, stuttering aside from the original Super Nintendo lag. I'm talking about the X collection, or X Legacy Collection stuttering. Oh, yes! Oh. Come on. There we go. Right. So you go up here, and then you throw yourself off the ledge. And then you do that a few more times, and I know this sounds fake, especially if you've never seen it before. Just, yes, what you're going to do is you're going to want to collect every single thing in the game, and then you're going to want to go to Armored Armadillo stage, and then you're going to want to be at full health and have everything maxed out, and then get to the very end of the stage, and then throw yourself in the pit 3 times, and you'll get a super cool secret, dude. Like, I know that sounds ridiculous and fake, and like something that your friend at school made up to get you to waste a bunch of time in this game, but I swear, it actually gives you a secret. Alright, so there's number 2. I think if you, like, fully charge up your shotgun ice, you can get back to that platform. But as we've seen, I'm not the best when it comes to shotgun ice jumps, so I'm not gonna bother. Besides, I think you need to die. Once again, I'm not 100%. But getting back to what I was talking about before, I want to make sort of I have it in my notes as tentatively titled the Versus series, because I don't know what else to call it right now. But it's just going over different re-releases, ports, remasters, remakes. Okay, so it was a good thing that I got that extra life. This should be the last time that I have to do that. And then we will get the super duper hidden secret. I swear I'm not just trying to waste everybody's time. But tentatively titled the Versus series, one of the games that I want to cover is this game, in fact. Because, like I said, there is Mega Man Maverick Hunter X on the PlayStation Portable, or PSP. And I could go over, like, the differences in the X collection, because I do own that. And there we go. I give you a special present. Now, enter the capsule, please. Now, as you see, he's dressed up as Ryu from Street Fighter, so I wonder what this, you know, super duper hidden secret could be. Yes, it is the Hadouken from Mega Man X that you have to do by rolling your finger over down, down plus whatever direction you're facing, and then landing on that direction that you're facing, and then hitting the attack button. That is also known in fighting games as the quarter forward circle. A quarter backward circle would just be whatever direction you're not facing. Which would be very hard in a 2D platformer where you are free to go wherever. Let's split up. I'll go in first and then you can slip in while I keep the main defense force busy. Also, that's not the Zero voice I gave him, but oops. Right. So, this Sigma Fortress stages, I alluded earlier in the stream that I don't really like these that much. And if I'm being honest, it's the part that I look forward to the least when I'm replaying these games. I understand series tradition and all that, but at the same time, they're just kind of annoying. Like, I understand wanting to have a final challenge, but I think there could have been a better way to go about it. Also, I do not trust myself not to screw this up. So that is why I've given myself the charged up rolling shield, which takes care of low HP enemies. No! Which takes care of low HP enemies without you even needing to fire at them. But as soon as you come across an enemy that takes more than 2 or 3 buster shots to take down, it just cancels it. And I believe it takes care of projectiles, so if you're having trouble in certain stages, you can always try putting on the rolling shield. As long as you have the proper upgrades to charge it up. And why didn't I jump? That wasn't even like a lost input, that was just me failing to jump. Alright. And now we have some more story. Oh no, I'm still charging. Stay back, X. I'll take him on. You know what? Sure, that's the Zero voice. That'll be the Zero voice. Wow, that sounds so cool. Let me go congratulate Zero. And not have my Buster Charge the entire time. No, Zero. X, do what I tell you or he's history. Don't listen to him, X. Go ahead and blast him. Dream on, Zero. X knows he can't defeat me. My armored carrier's more than a match for his ancient weapons. Rude. But yes, as you can see, I'm doing the quarter forward circle, and you cannot do the Hadouken when you are not at full health. And we'll see why that is soon. Because trust me, there is a reason for it. This isn't working. It's because you have to get captured. Maybe, but I'm not through yet. Zero! What a worthless gesture. I can't be defeated so easily. So, X, it's just you and me now. What the? Where did that energy come from? It really doesn't matter how much energy you absorb, X. You're still far too weak. Prepare to be terminated. No? Dang it. Alright, fine. I'll fight him normally. But yes, so if you do not have the light armor arm pieces, by the time that you get here, why? Not a charge shot! Alright. Oh no! No! I'm going to have to go through the tower climb again. Oh, also sorry if I peaked the mic with that. I legitimately just don't want to do this again. Alright. Like, honestly, when we get into the actual other Sigma Fortress stages, I'm fine. You know, I'm fine. I think they're good, even. However, it's mainly just this bit at the beginning that I just really don't like. And I don't think this portion is in the PSP remake at all. Ha ha ha. No. 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 Oh. So, yeah, a bit of spoilers for my Mega Man X versus Maverick Hunter X video. I'm probably gonna give the PSP version props for that. If it is in there, it's not nearly as annoying as it is in this version. 'Cause I remember struggling so hard in this version. And I don't know if they kept it in, but tweaked the platforming to be more lenient, or just made the platforms larger so you had a better chance at landing on them. Or if they didn't change anything and it's just the different engine that they used. Either way, something's different about it. And I like it much better there. Okay. We're good? We're good. Ah. Right. I actually have been making a list, and will be, in the coming days and weeks, recording footage. And one thing that I like is, even though I failed the boss, and had to restart the stage, it doesn't make me sit through those cutscenes again. However, I do believe Sigma just starts off, yeah, here. No! You jerk! Let me kill you! So that's very nice that you don't have to sit through the entire scripted segment again. Yep. Yeah, man. Am I really going to die on Fava again? Alright, well, at least the checkpoint is right next to it. So this time, instead of frantically trying to hit him as soon as the fight starts, I'm just going to be a bit more patient. Because I just want to show you how the Hadouken works. The Hadouken one-shots any boss, any enemy, anything that has a hitbox, including the final bosses. Right, oh yeah, Zero's here. X, I've taken too much damage. Auto repair systems can't handle it. You have an auto repair system? My power is fading fast. Your power is greater than I thought. Maybe you can destroy Sigma. So yes, I believe with Riz. Zero's sacrifice with Riz. I believe if you get there and somehow manage to get through that without the arm part, he goes, your power is great, but still no match for Sigma. Here, take my arm. And one thing that I like is, I believe the light armor, arm part, which I'll, sort of show in just a second. You can see it whenever it's firing. That actually looks a bit different than oops. Now that I take 50% less damage, I don't care. You think I'm scared of Boomer Kawanger now? I just watched my friend blow himself up. And I will say, once again, spoilers for my Mega Man X versus Maverick Hunter X, which will also go over, like I said, the various different re-releases of the Super Nintendo original, because obviously there's the Super Nintendo version. I don't think I'm going to touch very much on regional differences, unless it's something like, something very notable, like the Mega Man X collection apparently was only released on the PS2 in Europe, which I find very interesting, except for the fact that I don't care about the PS2 that much. Right, anyway, so this is, I want to say, the enemy is called Bow Spider, or Boss Spider. It's a very punny name. which I very much appreciate. But you sort of have to figure out, where's it gonna go? Where am I safe? And from where can I attack it? Because as you can see, the window to actually attack Boss Spider is not very large. And also, if you see Boss Spider pop its head out, but it doesn't, but nothing, yeah, none of the actual, like, rails that it rides on come out, that means it's dropping little mini spiders. And apparently can stop mid-go and do that, which I did not know. Like, that legitimately threw me off. You're joking. One more time. I swear I have beaten this game before. I have beaten all of the Mega Man X games. Except for Command Mission, I want to say. I think... yeah, yuck it up. I think I was a third of the way through the game by the time that, why did I do that? By the time that the person who was letting me play it, and I stopped communicating for, various reasons, screw you guys. I'm glad Rolling Shield takes care of you so quickly. Alright. No. I didn't like how that was... I didn't like how that was going. Oh, it scared me. Okay. Back up. I know you can probably just cancel the rolling shield by pausing, which, you know, erases your projectiles. But, you know, I'd rather just beat it. But if anybody has any ideas for any games they'd like to see from that Versus series, I have quite a few, most of which I can't name off the top of my head because I'm trying to allocate a bit more than 2% of my brain to the current gameplay. But I could pull it up on my phone when I get the chance, but that's not going to be right now. But if there are any games that seem notable, okay, I have some lives left. My phone is just 5 minutes behind. That's great. I hope that I haven't missed anything in chat. I don't have to fight Vile if I'm not complaining. I was so ready to have to fight Vile again. Now I was gonna beat him in one shot, because I was gonna be super cool and use, what do you call it? The Hadouken on him. Also, this is another thing. Charged up Chameleon Sting. Excuse me. Charged up Chameleon Sting. Excuse me. Just gives you invincibility. Come on. Homing torpedo. However, if you fail, and get a game over, you have to refight whatever Mavericks are in that stage. Which is very annoying. That's why I was so surprised when Vile didn't come back. Yeah, well, dang. That whole 2 health it did. Oh, he did 4 health now. Oh, my phone is just... It's having troubles keeping up for some reason. I hope I'm not missing anything in chat. Last thing I see is, with Riz. I'm not quite sure. I'm sure it was something, that was very Rizful. Hopefully it wasn't me dying, because if it was, then I'm sorry I couldn't see you making fun of me sooner. You're joking. They all came back. Just give me enough health. Why can I not just spawn one of you? Better yet, why can't I just not spawn that dude? Okay, there we go. I'm going to try to kill Boss Spider with the Hadouken, which is very annoying to time. And also, if I get unlucky... Hey, there we go. Yeah, we pretty much saw everything that boss had going for it anyway. It just goes faster and faster the less health it has. And apparently, what I didn't know is it just sends out mini spiders as it's going down when it gets less health. Which I didn't know. Mainly because I don't use the wall jump that much in that fight. Right. Now, unfortunately, we will be seeing more, what do you call them? Maverick refights. If I can get to them without dying. You know what? Call me a fake gamer or whatever if you want. I'm just gonna rolling shield again. Oh, no. Come on. Give me health. Here. Let's cast a bit of a wider net. That did not work out in my favor. Okay, you know what? If these dudes don't drop a health pickup for me. There we go. And we have Chill Penguin again. There we go. I didn't want to jinx anything and say hi, hi Chill Penguin, bye Chill Penguin. Especially when he jumped at me, I was just like, oh no. I wasn't even cocky yet, and it was my undoing. One thing I will say about the Mega Man X collection on GameCube and PlayStation 2 is it is actually, I don't know if it's a native port, but one thing that they did You jerk. Is they fixed the slowdown. Hey, look. I have to fight, Storm Eagle again. It's just as easy as it was last time. They don't change anything with the boss refights in Mega Man games. Which technically gets addressed later on. I wouldn't call it a good change, but it certainly gets changed. And we'll see later on. I'll try to remember to point it out. What is Storm Eagle's weakness? It's Chameleon Sting. Because eagles get stung by chameleons? I don't know. That one is less easy for me to like say, oh, the reason why they did that is because of this. But anyway, so going from that to an emulated version that keeps all the slowdown to be, I guess, truer to the original is a double-edged sword, because, like, on the one hand, games like Donkey Kong 64, where there are dedicated lag strats that can't be done on, you know, Wii U Virtual Console, because they made sure to remove the lag from that. Or at least as much as not rewriting the entire game's code can. But I digress. Here's Rangda Bangda. It's a room for a boss fight. And I'm going to be very careful not to take out the nose in the center, because if you do, it makes fighting the eyes infinitely harder, because the walls do not zoom back out like they do here. So there are 3 different eye colors: blue, green, and red. And they cycle between them. Green means it could follow you, like the blue, or shoot projectiles like red. Red is always shooting projectiles, and blue do I want to risk it? Nah, I won't risk it. I didn't use it. There we go. And red is always firing projectiles in sets of 3, I want to say. This fight can take a while, and it is kind of annoying for that fact. Now you fire 3? Alright. But oh. They threw the color coding out the window, I guess. Now that the eyes have been taken out, we just have the big ol' nose to fight. And for some reason, it constantly goes back onto the face and then pops back out, which is very annoying because it becomes invincible when it does that. Alright. One more clean shot. And it's done. Rangda Bangda. What a fun name to say. It also comes back a few times in the series. But yeah, started doing a compare and contrast between different version releases. And while, you know, obviously I'll say which ones are my favorite versions of the games to play through, I find that, especially like with remakes, a lot of people disagree with my takes on which one is better. So I'm not trying to find the definitive edition. In fact, I was thinking about adding a segment. Alright. Alright, bud. Come here. We've been getting some complaints about some wild armadillo just going around storming the place like he owns it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? But sort of talk about what I like about each version, what I don't like. Sort of say, hey, if you want the most easily accessible version, that's this. If you want this version, you know, because it has more story, there's that. This one has probably the most gameplay, like quality of life improvements, it gels well. Or hey, there are changes that I'm not a super big fan of in this version, so I would recommend this one over it. But at the end of the day, I just want to showcase, you know, sort of the many different iterations and versions that are out there for people to play. It typically won't touch on, like, prototypes and betas that have come out. I would want that to be a separate thing. Although I do love me some beta content in my games. So, you know, it's something that I'm still working out right now. I have a list of games, and obviously I would need to get those games because there can be certain inaccuracies with emulation. Goodbye. Oh, it's... Once again, this is a completely optional thing that you get for just collecting everything in the game. It's just really fun. It's a nice little completion reward. If I end up taking a lot of time with, especially like the final boss, I will use it to get through some of the earlier phases of that boss, because it can be very annoying. Speaking of annoying, let's fight Launch Octopus again, shall we? See ya. Alright. So even though I have the, you know, sort of segment in my notes as verses, I don't know if that's what I want to end up calling it, because once again, it's not really like a competition. It's more of a showcase of differences that I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad. I can show you that Boomerang Cutter also works on Flame Mammoth. So now he can't fire out oil that he can then set on fire. He can still shoot fire though, so be careful of that. Come on. There we go. But yes. Of course, it might take me a while to get everything. Why is my phone 6 minutes behind? It should be live. I have it set on 144p and everything. Come on. Alright. Now this boss. I don't remember its weakness. Once again, I just kind of fight it with the Buster and hope for the best. It can be very hectic because it can fly around all over the stage. It's got projectiles. Very easy to dodge projectiles, but still projectiles nonetheless. Oops. You want a dash jump? Dash jump. And it can quickly zoom off to one portion or the other, and you just gotta be on your toes to not get crushed by either segment flying at you. Much like how I just did. Alright, and that is that dude gone. I don't remember that dude's name. I'm sorry. But yes. There are certain games that just looking through my game collection, I'm just like, oh, I want to get the other version of this so that way I can show off sort of the differences between that, because I hear it has a whole bunch of cool different version differences. But of course, I'm not made of money. I don't have a Patreon or a Coffee or a OnlyFans or whatever. I don't have a way that people can chip in to help me, one, live, and two, sort of purchase these games aside from, you know, my Amazon wish list. Which at the same time, I don't want to just put everything that I am ever going to make a video on my Amazon wish list. My Amazon wish list you can find on my... I don't think I've actually made it my channel introduction yet. But in the video Who I Am and What I Do, which at some point... at some point I will remember to add as my channel intro. Welcome! I see you managed to get here by yourself. Very impressive. I could destroy you, but I wouldn't rob my pet of that pleasure. He knows how to deal with betrayers. Should you live, I'll be waiting for you. Don't disappoint me, X. See ya. Welcome back. Excellent job, X. I can see why Zero counted on you. You are almost as good a hunter as I was. Sigma was a Maverick Hunter? The spicy lore runs deep. But the time of your destruction has arrived. You shall regret having ever defied me. Ah, well. I guess we're doing this legit. The music is so good in this game. There we go. And then it jumps up high. And you shoot him while you're coming down low. And then he goes up high. And you shoot him when you're going down low. Oh, difficult final boss. I say as I get hit. Alright. But as you can see, while it might not be super difficult when you get them in this loop, it still takes a hella long time. Do I remember Sigma's weakness? It's probably like Spark Shot or whatever. Speaking of, let's try it. Oh yeah, that makes this go much quicker. But it is another thing we will have to recharge if I end up dying. Well, that was unfortunate. There are a few other moves that we aren't seeing, mainly just because I'm not staying on the ground and shooting buster shots at him. Nope, his body disappeared for a second. Which is kind of funny when you consider that, yeah, he's just ahead now. I will have to use a sub-tank before I forget. Alright. This is going to suck if I don't take him out right now. Anyway, so normally the thing you'd want to use... The thing we'll be using is Rolling Shield. You gotta jump and hit him in the head. And you want to pay attention to the arms, because when they stick their claws out and don't have... Oh, nice. And don't have electricity coming out of them, then they're going to swipe for you. And then you can jump up top and hit Sigma. I am playing it very dangerously. And yeah, that's another thing. Even with your sub-tanks fully maxed out, in this first game, they can just decide not to heal you to full, which I think is very dumb, and I'm glad they changed that for the later games. Because I can't upgrade the capacity, nice, of my sub-tanks. Also, you don't have to wait until the sub-tanks are full to be able to use them. But typically... Hello? Why? Well, now I'm just getting hit because I'm not paying attention. Okay. There we go. You're supposed to dash through those, or I guess hug one of the walls, if you'd really like. But with that, that is the original Mega Man X done and dusted. No! It's not possible! I'm a Reploid! I can't be destroyed by you! Another Reploid? Why, X? Why have you done this to us? Without the humans, my Reploid brothers could have ushered in a new age. There are still Reploids. Like, just because I take out the leader of the Mavericks doesn't mean that all Reploids die. That's a bit self-centered of you, Sigma. Oh, by the way, the Mavericks, or what are known as Irregulars in the Japanese version, Rockman X. The war has ended for now, and peace has been restored. Are Reploids, or replicant androids, who, I want to say, rebel against humans and want to kill them and just make it all Reploids. But those who sacrifice themselves for the victory will never return. Are you sure about that? Everyone who has sacrificed themselves in this game comes back. Exhausted, X gazes at the destruction he helped caused and wonders why he chose to fight. Was there another way? Standing on the cliff, the answers seem to escape him. He only knows that he'll fight the Mavericks again before he finds his answer. And then he'll make a big tizzy about it, and Mega Man X7 happens. So really, Mega Man X is to blame. How long will he keep on fighting? How long will his pain last? Maybe only the X-Buster on his hand knows for sure. So yeah, Mega Man X. I very much enjoyed this game. It's not my favorite, but it lays a really solid foundation for the rest of the series, and I understand why it is a lot of other people's favorites. Typically, people enjoy Mega Man X1 or Mega Man X4 the most. I'm not going to reveal which Mega Man X games are my favorite until we get to them, because we're going to be playing them. Also, I like how they have like a cast list for all the enemies that you fight. Right, the snake dudes were Utuboros. Thunder Slimer. Death Row Goomer. Death Row Gummer? Goomer? Whatever. But yeah, there are just some stages that don't have mini-bosses. And then there's, you know, not Armored Armadillo. What do you call it? Launch Octopus. That has 3. So yeah, a bit uneven. Here we have Chill Penguin. Launch Octopus. Fun thing with Launch Octopus, he's actually referenced in, I want to say, X5? But, because the Japanese Maverick names are very different from sort of object or action animal sort of name convention, like Spark, Mandrill, Boomer Kwanger, which in Maverick Hunter X was renamed to Boomerang Kwanger, which I find hilarious. But I think it was in X5. I'll point it out when we get there. In the original version, they translated his Japanese name, because I guess they didn't realize it was changed in localization of the first game. So Squid Adler and you as Mega Man X. Well, thank you. I very much appreciate it. He mentions, you know, you fought my brother Octopardo. I will avenge him. And people in the West were just like, who is Octopardo? And they didn't change it for the Mega Man X collection, if I recall correctly. I don't think they changed it. They didn't change the Maverick names, which we'll get more to when we actually get to that game. But they changed it in this version. But they also didn't get it correct in this version either, and they haven't patched it. I'll show you what I mean when we actually get to Mega Man X5, but they figured out that it was Launch Octopus. They got it that time, but they didn't quite put it in right. Right. Thanks for playing, presented by Capcom. And I don't remember if you have to press a button or if you just wait here. But there's more to this screen than it lets on. You have won a temporary victory, X. What you destroyed was only a temporary body. My spirit remains intact. In time, I will find other bodies strong enough to do my bidding, and I will return. I shall see you soon, X. Very soon. That's right. Sigma will see us on Saturday, because that is the end of Mega Man X1, and I think I'm going to call it here for today. And I think that is the end of it. I think you just have to reset. So, I want to thank you all for joining me on the first... I beat the game, y'all! That's so cool. Anyway, yeah, thank you for joining me for the first of probably not just 8 streams. Some of the later games get a bit longer and there's a lot more to collect. So it'll probably be, you know... I'm hoping nothing goes above 2 streams per game. But, you know, it's not going to be tied to December, like I had Hello Stream. But I will be streaming every Wednesday and Saturday until I get through all 8 Mega Man X games. But I digress. Thank you for joining me for the start of MegaMarathon X. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and peace.